Have you ever brushed off a sudden dizzy spell, a moment of confusion, or a weird numbness in your arm, thinking, oh, it's just old age? What if I told you that these little quirks could be warning signs of something far more dangerous, something silently damaging your brain without you even realizing it? Today, we're talking about silent strokes, the hidden attacks that creep up on seniors, often without the classic stroke symptoms, but with devastating consequences if ignored. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch for and how to protect yourself before it's too late. Why this matters. Now, you might be thinking, well, I've never had a stroke, so why should I worry? But here's the scary truth, silent strokes are far more common than most people realize. Studies show that nearly 1 in 4 seniors over 80 have had at least one, many without ever knowing it. And the worst part? These silent attacks steal your memory, your balance, even your independence, bit by bit, until one day, you realize something just isn't right. But the good news? If you know what to look for, you can catch them early, and even prevent them altogether. First warning sign, sudden, unexplained confusion. Let's start with the first red flag, something you might dismiss as just a senior moment. Have you ever been mid-conversation and suddenly forgotten a word you've used 1,000 times? Or maybe you walked into a room and couldn't remember why. We all have those little lapses, but if it happens out of nowhere, like your brain just hit a glitch, that could be a silent stroke at work. Unlike normal forgetfulness, this confusion comes on fast and feels different, like a mental fog you can't shake. One minute you're fine, the next, you're struggling to follow a simple recipe or even recognize a familiar face. If that ever happens, don't brush it off. Get checked immediately. Second warning sign, a weakness or numbness that comes and goes. Now, here's another symptom that's easy to ignore, especially if it doesn't last. Let's say you're holding a cup of coffee, and suddenly, your hand just drops it. No pain, no warning, just weakness. Or maybe you feel a strange tingling in your arm or leg, like it's asleep, but it lingers longer than usual. These fleeting symptoms might only last a few minutes, so it's tempting to think, oh, I must have slept on it wrong. But here's the danger, silent strokes often cause temporary blockages, just enough to disrupt blood flow briefly before fixing themselves. But each time this happens, tiny parts of your brain are being damaged. And over time, that damage adds up, leading to memory loss, slower thinking, even falls. So if you ever experience this, even once, don't wait. Tell your doctor. Third warning sign, sudden dizziness or loss of balance. And finally, let's talk about something many seniors blame on just getting older, sudden dizziness. Maybe you stood up too fast and felt the room spin, or you took a step and stumbled for no reason. Now, occasional dizziness can happen to anyone, but if it hits you out of the blue, no dehydration, no low blood sugar, it could be your brain sending an SOS. Silent strokes often affect the areas that control balance and coordination. So if you notice these episodes happening more often, especially with no clear trigger, it's not just aging. It's your body waving a red flag. So we've talked about those sneaky warning signs, the sudden confusion, the unexplained weakness, the dizziness that comes out of nowhere. But here's what keeps me up at night, some silent stroke symptoms are so subtle, they happen while you're sleeping. You wake up feeling off, but you can't quite put your finger on why. Maybe your speech is slightly slurred, or your vision seems blurrier than usual. You tell yourself, I just need more coffee, but what if it's something far more dangerous? Let's uncover the next critical signs, because catching them early could save your brain. Fourth warning sign, vision changes that come and go. Have you ever been reading the newspaper, and suddenly the words just blur for a few seconds? Or maybe you're watching TV, and one eye seems darker, like a shadow passing over your vision. Most of us would blame it on tired eyes or needing a new glasses prescription. But here's what doctors know, silent strokes can temporarily block blood flow to the part of your brain that controls sight. The scary part? It might only last a minute or two, just long enough for you to rub your eyes and think, "That was weird," before it clears up. But that weird moment could be a tiny stroke happening right then. So if your vision ever does this, especially if it's just in one eye, don't ignore it. Get it checked that day. Fifth warning sign, a sudden, severe headache, like nothing you've felt before. Now, let's talk about headaches. We've all had them: stress, dehydration, maybe even a migraine. But there's one type of headache that's different, and if you feel it, you need to act fast. Imagine this: out of nowhere, your head starts pounding, not like a normal ache, but like a lightning bolt of pain. It hits so hard, it makes you nauseous or even vomit. This isn't just a bad headache. This could be a silent stroke, or worse, a warning that a major stroke is coming. I know it sounds terrifying, but here's why I'm telling you: if you get this kind of headache even once, especially if it's paired with any of the other symptoms we've talked about, call 911 immediately. Don't wait. Don't take a nap hoping it'll go away. This is your brain screaming for help. The at-home test that could save your life. Now, before we move on, I want to give you something powerful, a simple test you can do right now to check your stroke risk. It's called the FAST test, and it takes less than a minute. Here's how it works. Face, smile in the mirror. Does one side droop? Arms, raise both arms. Does one drift downward? Speech, say a simple phrase. Does it sound slurred or strange? Time, if any of these feel off, it's time to call 911. This test isn't just for big strokes, it can catch silent ones too. Do it once a month, just like you check your blood pressure. Because here's the truth: the sooner you catch a silent stroke, the sooner you can stop the damage from piling up. Now that you know the warning signs and that simple FAST test, let's talk about your greatest power: prevention. Because here's the hopeful truth: up to 80% of strokes are preventable. That means the choices you make every day, what you eat, how you move, even how you sleep, can literally save your brain. And I'm going to share with you 5 powerful, research-backed ways to protect yourself starting today. Prevention Step 1: the blood pressure secret. Let's start with the number 1 controllable risk factor: blood pressure. You've probably heard it's important, but here's why it's urgent. High blood pressure is like a ticking time bomb for silent strokes. It slowly damages those delicate blood vessels in your brain, making them more likely to clog or burst. The scary part? You can't feel it happening. But here's what works: check your pressure weekly. Drugstores have free machines, and if it's consistently over 130/80, talk to your doctor. Small changes like cutting back on salt, walking 20 minutes daily, and eating more leafy greens can make a dramatic difference. Prevention Step 2: the sleep-stroke connection. This next one might surprise you: your sleep position. Studies show that seniors who sleep mostly on their back have higher stroke risk. Why? Because this position can worsen sleep apnea, where you stop breathing for seconds at a time, starving your brain of oxygen. Try training yourself to sleep on your side. It's simple but powerful. And if you or your partner notice loud snoring or gasping at night, get checked for sleep apnea. Treating it could cut your stroke risk in half. Prevention Step 3: the 10-second balance test. Here's a fun one you can try right now. Stand on one leg for 10 seconds. Could you do it? If not, listen closely. Poor balance isn't just about fall risk, it's often an early warning sign of silent stroke damage. The good news? Balance can be improved at any age. Practice this daily. Stand near a counter, for safety, lift one leg, and hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs. Do this while brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle. Better balance means better brain circulation. Prevention Step 4: the rainbow plate rule. Now let's talk about your plate. Not just what you eat, but the colors. See, the most powerful stroke-preventing foods share one trait: they're brightly colored. Deep purple berries, dark leafy greens, orange sweet potatoes, red tomatoes. These contain special compounds that reduce inflammation and keep blood vessels flexible. Here's my challenge: at every meal, make sure you see at least 3 different colors. It's simple, delicious, and your brain will thank you. Prevention Step 5: the social shield. Here's the most surprising protector: your social life. Research shows lonely seniors have a 30% higher stroke risk. Why? Isolation creates chronic stress that damages blood vessels. But here's the beautiful part: even small connections help. A daily phone call, joining a book club, even chatting with your mail carrier. My prescription? Reach out to one person today. Your brain health depends on it as much as your diet and exercise. Now I know this is a lot to take in, but here's what I want you to remember: your brain is resilient. Even if you've had warning signs, even if you've ignored them before, today is a new day. Start with just one of these steps. Maybe check your blood pressure this week, or add some colorful veggies to dinner tonight. Small changes create big protection. If this video helped you, do me a favor, hit that like button, because it helps others find this life-saving information. Share it with a friend, you might save their brain too. And subscribe, because every day I share simple, powerful ways to protect your health and independence. Most importantly, be kind to yourself. Aging isn't about perfection, it's about showing up and doing your best. And by watching this video, you're already doing that. Here's to your health, your sharp mind, and your vibrant future. You've got this.